I went to a concert the other day to watch a band called Split Enz, a very popular New Zealand group. It was awesome to be there, knowing that my parents watched this same band about 40 years ago. Same band, same songs, still filling out arenas. I went with a friend of mine who's a massive Split Enz fan, and just watching him experience the night, seeing how much it meant to him, that made it so much more special. We stayed in a huge high-rise apartment looking over the Melbourne skyline. And I've got to say, there's something about being in a city at night, just lights everywhere, knowing you're about to go watch a legendary band, it just really sets a tone. I didn't go in with any expectation, to be honest, but I was totally blown away with actually how good they were. The moment that really got me was the opening of 6 Months in a Leaky Boat. It's one of their big tracks, I'm sure you all heard it before. Eddie Rayner on the keys and the lights drop and he just starts playing this gentle, beautiful intro. And then the band came in. What struck me most was Eddie on those keys. He's been performing with this band for 40, 50 years, and he had the entire arena in the palm of his hands. No tricks, no band behind him, just pure feel. Towards the end of the night, they sang another one of their big hits, I See Red. If you've never heard of it, look it up. You can just imagine the crowd going wild, everyone just kind of waving their hands, dancing, and singing along. And these weren't young kids either. The majority of this crowd would have been in their 50s and 60s, following Split Enz for most of their lives. Still showing up and still getting themselves amongst it. And that's when it really hit me. This band has been doing this for over 40 years, still selling out arenas, still making people cry, laugh, and sing at the top of their lungs. And it's not because they're the most technically gifted musicians on the planet. It's not because they went and studied the most theory or learned the most scales. It's because they sound like absolutely nobody else. You could hear one note, one single note from a Split Enz song and know exactly who it is. And I'm sure you could think of heaps of bands like that. And these are the ones who have stood the test of time. And that's not technique, that's identity, and that's feel. And standing there watching them, I started thinking how many guitarists spend their whole entire life trying to sound like somebody else. Copying their favorite player, chasing someone else's tone or someone else's style, someone else's feel. And there's nothing wrong with that as a starting point. We all learn by copying, and I'm sure we've all done it before. But at some point, you've got to ask yourself, when do I start sounding like me? Because here's what I've seen over and over again with the players that I work with. The ones that take that big leap, the ones that go from sounding okay to genuinely musical. It's not when they learn a new technique, it's when they stop trying to sound like someone else and just trust what they naturally feel. That Eddie moment, nobody taught him how to hold an arena in silence like that. That came from 50 years of trusting his own instincts, playing what felt right rather than playing what was expected. And the beautiful thing is, you don't need 50 years to start doing that. You just got to give yourself permission to sound like you. And stop asking, am I doing this right? And start asking, does this feel right? And that's the whole game. And that's exactly what No Theory, Just Feel is built on. And if you want to start developing that, your own sound, your own feel, well, I've put together a starter pack that's going to help you do exactly that. It's absolutely free, so if you're interested at all, the link's down below. I walked out of that arena thinking about my parents watching the exact same band when they were young, probably standing in a crowd similar to that one and feeling exactly what I felt. And that's what music does when it's real. When it comes from feel rather than a formula, it lasts forever.